Have you ever felt like the whole world is against you? Work isn't going well, relationships are starting to crack, and challenges just keep piling up. You feel powerless, ready to give up, and unsure how to stay calm. But interestingly, an ancient philosophy can help you overcome these tough times. That philosophy is Stoicism, a powerful way of living that helps you maintain your mental strength no matter the circumstances. Can you stay calm when everything around you seems to be falling apart? The answer is yes, and Stoicism is the tool that can help you achieve this. Let's explore how this philosophy can help you face life's challenges with greater calmness, rationality, and strength. Especially the teachings from Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus will provide you with practical tools to manage your emotions and actions in any situation. Imagine yourself standing in the middle of a storm. Work, personal life, and all your relationships are in turmoil. Instead of letting fear and worry pull you into the whirlwind, Stoicism teaches you something crucial. No matter how harsh the circumstances are, you can always control your emotions. Visualize yourself standing firm in the storm, observing everything from a different perspective. That's the power Stoicism gives you. What is Stoicism? A philosophy to face difficulties. Stoicism, a philosophy that emerged over 2,000 years ago, was shaped by great philosophers from ancient Greece and Rome. Though it's been thousands of years, the principles of Stoicism still hold great value and can be strongly applied in today's world. Marcus Aurelius, the famous Roman emperor, once wrote in his journal, Meditations, "We cannot choose what happens to us, but we can choose how we respond." This is the core principle of Stoicism. We cannot control the circumstances, but we can control how we react to them. So how can we apply Stoicism in our everyday lives? This is the question that the philosophy answers, and here's a simple way to understand it better. What makes Stoicism a powerful method? To apply Stoicism in life, you don't have to be a philosopher. You just need to understand that calmness and rationality are key to overcoming difficulties, rather than letting emotions dictate your actions. Seneca, one of the famous Stoic philosophers, once said, "Every difficulty is an opportunity for me to grow." Instead of seeing challenges as something negative, we can view them as a lesson, an opportunity to mature. When facing a difficulty, instead of panicking, observe the problem objectively and ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I control my emotions and actions? A real-life story will help you better understand how Stoic philosophy can change the way we face difficulties. Nelson Mandela, during his 27 years of imprisonment, not only kept his beliefs and ideals intact, but also used the harsh trials to strengthen himself. During this time, Mandela did not let anger and despair overshadow his ideals. He applied Stoicism, seeing every day in prison as an opportunity to build his mental strength and belief in the future. In the end, he not only freed himself, but helped South Africa become a peaceful, equal country. Emotions, something we can control. Most of us will experience negative emotions when facing hardships. We might feel anger, anxiety, or even despair. But what Stoicism teaches us is this: emotions are not something beyond your control. We can learn how to master our emotions and not let them control our actions. Epictetus said, "It's not the events that cause us to suffer, but the way we think about them." When facing difficulties, what matters is not how the event occurs, but how you respond to it. We may not be able to change others, but we can change how we react. For example, imagine you're late for an important meeting and stuck in traffic. If you let your emotions take over, you might start feeling angry, anxious, and even lose control. However, if you apply Stoic philosophy, you would stop, take a deep breath, and realize that you can't control the situation. The only thing you can control is how you respond to it. Instead of getting angry, you could relax and use that time to listen to a podcast or calm your mind. How to apply Stoicism in everyday life. Stoicism isn't just a theoretical philosophy, it's a practical method for living that helps you face life's challenges with calmness and rationality. To understand this better, we need to look at the basic principles of Stoicism and how we can apply them in our daily lives. Distinguish between what you can control and what you can't. One of the most important principles of Stoicism is to clearly understand what you can control and what you cannot. Once you realize there are things you cannot change, you'll worry less about them and focus on what you can change. This helps reduce stress and anxiety. For example, when you face a big problem at work, instead of complaining about things you can't change, like someone else's mistakes or an unexpected situation, focus on what you can do to solve the problem. You can improve communication, work better as a team, or change how you approach the job to optimize the outcome. Learn to embrace challenges as part of life. Seneca once said, "Difficulties are not something to fear, but something to overcome." One of the most important lessons from Stoicism is accepting that challenges are an inevitable part of life. When you learn to see challenges as opportunities for growth, you will no longer fear difficulties when they arise. A great example of applying Stoicism in real life is the story of J.K. Rowling, the famous author of the Harry Potter series. Before finding success, Rowling faced numerous setbacks. She was rejected by 12 publishers before her first book was published. Had she given up after those initial difficulties, we wouldn't have the magical Harry Potter stories today. Rather than fearing failure and giving up, Rowling turned each setback into a lesson and continued to persevere. This is the spirit of Stoicism. Difficulties are not obstacles, but opportunities for you to grow and rise. One of the best ways to apply Stoicism in life is by asking yourself questions when faced with difficult situations. When confronted with a challenge, ask yourself, is this within my control? If not, what can I do to change how I respond to this situation? What can I learn from this situation to become stronger? These questions help you view problems more clearly and calmly. They also help you focus on what you can control instead of worrying about things you cannot change. Rather than feeling discouraged or panicked, you will find ways to act rationally and effectively. For example, when you experience a failure at work, instead of thinking, "I'm terrible," try asking yourself, "How can I improve this situation? What can I learn from this failure so I don't make the same mistake again?" These questions not only help you stay calmer, but also guide you to extract valuable lessons for personal growth. One powerful technique that Stoicism encourages is negative visualization. This may seem counterintuitive to common advice, but in reality, this technique helps you mentally prepare for the worst-case scenarios, thus reducing anxiety and enhancing psychological readiness. Imagine you are preparing for an important interview. Instead of just dreaming about a perfect outcome, you visualize all the worst things that could happen. You might forget your answers, the computer might malfunction, or you may not get the job. When you've mentally prepared for these scenarios, you won't feel anxious or fearful when they occur. Moreover, when you're not afraid of failure, you'll approach the task with greater confidence. This tool is also useful in alleviating anxiety about the future. Rather than imagining everything will go perfectly, prepare yourself for the unexpected, helping you maintain calm and emotional control when facing challenges. Stoicism doesn't just help you overcome difficulties, it teaches you how to find opportunity in every challenge. Epictetus once said, "When one door closes, another opens." Every challenge you face is not just something to endure, but an opportunity for you to develop personally. Look at the story of Michael Jordan, regarded as one of the greatest athletes of all time. Before becoming a basketball legend, Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. But instead of giving up, he saw this as an opportunity to practice and improve himself. His early failures helped him build perseverance and determination, and in the end, Jordan achieved unimaginable success. Stoicism teaches us that every challenge is an opportunity for growth. When you learn to view difficulties as part of life, you'll realize that every challenge can help you mature and become stronger. Stoicism isn't an easy method of living, but it is a powerful way to face challenges without being swayed by emotions. It doesn't ask you to live without emotions or never feel sadness, but it teaches you how to control your emotions and reactions with wisdom. Marcus Aurelius, the famous Roman emperor, once said, "Peace comes not from avoiding difficulties, but from how you face them." This is the essence of Stoicism. It's not about avoiding challenges, but about learning to face and overcome them with calmness, patience, and rationality. Stoicism teaches us that we cannot avoid challenges in life, but we can control how we respond to them. You can't change the circumstances, but you can absolutely change how you perceive and respond to them. How can Stoicism help you become stronger? One of the ways Stoicism helps you become stronger is by teaching you to accept reality, even when that reality isn't what you hoped for. Stoicism doesn't require you to ignore your emotions, but rather to not let negative emotions influence your actions. This can be especially useful in stressful situations, such as when you face a work crisis, a major life change, or even when dealing with loss or failure. Tim Ferriss, a well-known author and investor, has applied Stoic philosophy in both his work and personal life. He encourages people to practice negative visualization, a method that, according to Ferriss, helps you prepare mentally for the worst possible scenarios, thus reducing anxiety and helping you face challenges without feeling overwhelmed. For example, when you have an important interview, instead of just imagining success, try visualizing the worst-case scenario. You get rejected, you don't have the chance to land the job. Imagining these worst outcomes not only prepares you mentally, but also helps reduce feelings of fear and anxiety, allowing you to approach any situation with more calmness. An interesting story about applying Stoicism in modern life is about Richard Branson, the founder of Virgin Group. Branson is well known for his ability to stay calm in challenging situations. Once, when his plane had a malfunction during an important flight, instead of panicking, Branson remained calm, adjusted his plans, and continued to work as usual. He shared that it was the application of Stoic principles that helped him maintain his composure and handle the situation effectively, even when things didn't go as expected. Stoicism doesn't require you to become an emotionless person, but rather someone who knows how to control their emotions and actions rationally. When you learn to master your emotions and respond with reason in every situation, you will experience the true power of Stoicism. One of the powerful tools you can start applying right now is practicing meditation or journaling. Spend a few minutes each day to center yourself, reflect on the past, and think about how you can improve. By doing so, you'll be able to reduce anxiety, enhance self-control, and gain clearer insights into every situation. Stoicism also encourages you to visualize the future. When you imagine potential scenarios and mentally prepare for them, you won't be shocked when challenges arise. This will help you maintain calmness and clarity when facing the unexpected. Stoicism isn't a lofty or difficult to understand philosophy. It's a simple yet incredibly powerful way of living that helps you maintain calm, rationality, and emotional control in any situation. When you learn to apply Stoicism, you'll realize that every difficulty or challenge in life can become an opportunity for growth and development. Remember, you can't change the circumstances, but you can absolutely change how you respond. Stoicism is the key to becoming the strongest version of yourself and facing every challenge without being controlled by your emotions. If you found this article helpful, don't forget to like and comment with your thoughts on Stoic philosophy. Try applying these principles in your daily life and share your story with us. And finally, take a moment to reflect. When you face a challenge in life, how will you choose to respond? Remember, calmness and rationality are your strength in every circumstance. Thank you for watching the video and see you in the next one.